Hi folks, David Waring here again with InformedTrades.com and today's lesson of the day. In our last lesson we began our discussion of the euro with a look at the history of the European Union as well as the criteria which had to be met before the introduction of the euro. In today's lesson we're going to continue our free forex trading course with a look at what happened right after the introduction of the euro so we can begin to understand some of the longer term fundamentals of the currency. So let's get started.
As we discussed in our last lesson, the euro was launched as an electronic currency on January 1st of 1999. As you can see from this chart, the market's initial confidence in the euro, and really the European Union as a whole, was initially not very high. Over the next year after its launch, the currency sold off from just above $116 to €1 at its inception to a low point of around 82 cents to €1 towards the end of 2000. While the tables have now turned in the euro's favor, it actually took the European Central Bank intervening in the markets and buying euros to keep the currency from sliding further in 2000. The launch of the euro was the largest monetary changeover ever, and as you can see in this chart, was not guaranteed success. As we touched on in our last lesson, getting a dozen countries, which varied widely in their economic and political clout, to give up control over their own monetary policy and switch to a more centralized monetary system was no easy task. As we learned about in Module 8 of our Basics of Trading course, one of the most powerful tools that countries have to manage their business cycle is monetary policy, a tool which those adopting the euro were essentially giving up. Although we've not seen a real test of this yet, you can imagine a situation where the economy of one of the major countries in the European Monetary Union, such as Germany, goes into recession, but the overall growth in the rest of the European Monetary Union is steady. If Germany were not part of the European Monetary Union, they could cut interest rates to try and bring their economy out of recession. Since they are, however, their hands would be tied in this situation from a monetary policy standpoint, which may drive their economy deeper into recession than would otherwise be the case. As we also learned about in Module 8 of our free Basics of Trading course, countries have a second tool to manage the business cycle, which is fiscal policy. As the European Monetary Union nations are still primarily independent from a fiscal policy standpoint, they do still have this tool in their toolbox. The issue here, however, is that one of the ongoing requirements established in the Maastricht Treaty for countries which join the European Monetary Union is that member countries' budget deficits must be less than 3% of gross domestic product. So here again, nations are somewhat limited in what they can do to help their own economies should it falter. Of all the things to understand about the euro from a fundamental standpoint, it is this that is most important, as it is here that a true test of the euro will eventually come. So far, I think most would agree that the euro has been a resounding success, and since the original 12 countries replaced their currencies with the euro as their paper currency in January of 2002, 3 more European Union member nations have joined the European Monetary Union, and 5 other countries outside the EU have adopted the euro as their official currency. As a result of its success in the large combined economies that the currency represents, many feel that the euro will one day replace the US dollar as the premier currency of the world. If you have thoughts on this of your own, I would love for you to share them in the comment section of this lesson below. That's our lesson for today. In our next lesson, we'll look at the major economies of Europe, which traders watch closely for fundamental direction in the currency. So we hope to see you in that lesson. As always, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And good luck with your trading.